Right, hello everyone, and welcome back. So, finally, after years of anticipation and speculation, the third entry into the Deadpool franchise, which also serves as his big introduction into the MCU, is finally here. It's no secret that since Endgame and the culmination of the entire Infinity Saga, Marvel have continuously, other than a few exceptions, been missing the mark. But now, finally, it's Wade Wilson and Logan's time to shine and show fans what they really wanted. Obviously, just like every other movie in the Infinite Multiverse saga, conspiracy theorists had the rumor mill running on absolute hyper speed for this one. If you actually believed any of the leaks that you saw before going into this, I'm sure you're pretty disappointed that Peter Griffin didn't come out of a portal to team up with Darth Insanius and Tickle Me Elmo. But I'm sure that some of you were, like myself, who left leaving pretty satisfied with the faces that did end up making an appearance. I don't really want to get too deep into any spoilers as it's all fresh, it's brand new. Go and watch it. But when I saw the face of a certain someone who honestly I had never even considered to be a possibility due to his past differences with Ryan Reynolds, but when I saw him on screen, no joke, I let out an audible gasp. I'm sure the people around me were like, is this guy okay? I mean, I'm sure they understood. But yeah, I was really not expecting to see some of the faces that we saw, but I think that the ones that we did see and the way they used them were just executed perfectly. All of the characters at least got their last heroic moment, and one of them even got their moment that they probably never even thought they would get. It wasn't this big clusterfuck of different faces every 2 minutes. The big cameos felt equally spread out, and they didn't exactly feel like they were being forced down my throat. Everyone had a purpose, a reason to be there, and they all got their own time to shine. By far, one of the biggest highlights of the movie for me is probably the action scenes. Not only just were they so well choreographed and put together, they were just in abundance. I don't think a single Marvel movie since the end of the Infinity Saga has actually wowed me with their set pieces and action sequence. You could probably make an argument for the first part of Shang-Chi, but in my opinion, this just blows it out of the water. From start to finish, each action sequence one-ups the last one and delivers just straight up action from with fantastic camera work that just all blends together perfectly. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds obviously have incredible chemistry off screen, so naturally that's just going to translate into this so well. As always, they both put in an incredible performance as their respective characters, and just putting them together just makes so much sense. Why this wasn't done sooner is beyond me, but I'm glad we've got it. Um, and when you're in the heart of the action of this movie, and Deadpool and Wolverine are just slashing through people, jump out the back of a fucking bus and hit their signature poses. Ugh, it's every grown man's wet dream, and myself included. But I do have a couple very minor issues with the film. As great and enjoyable as this movie was to watch, it is just lacking a bit in certain parts, mainly the plot. This movie kind of suffers from the same fate as a lot of other recent Marvel movies in the fact that their main villain is just incredibly forgettable. I mean, the one in this one isn't. Um, it's just the fact of the motivations that they're both trying to do. We have two antagonists who both essentially want the same thing: to destroy the fabric of time and prune all the branch universes. Um, but they don't really give a good reason as to why. Don't get me wrong, I thought Cassandra Nova was a great choice as the main antagonist. with her powers and her being who she is, she actually has a sense of being a threat to both of the protagonists. Whereas the other villain is just some normal guy. Something else that I thought was that at some points in the film, it felt as if there was maybe a scene missing or like a little interaction here and there with characters. Um, Off the top of my head, I can't give you an example as to what, but I remember there being points where I'm like, wait a minute, are we missing something? Did I just miss something? Um, it's just one of those small nitpicks. It doesn't take away from the film exactly, but just yeah, to me it felt as if at times we jumped a bit too far forward and maybe missed something. Maybe it's just me and it's completely fine. I don't know. Yeah, other than these small little nitpicks, I have no issues with this film. I had a great time, an absolute blast watching this. So ultimately that's all that matters. If I were to give this movie a rating, I'd definitely give it a comfortable 9. Easy. Sits there top Marvel movies of all time now. Definitely in the top 5 at least for me. Um Best film that I've seen this year, maybe. I'd have to think about that one. But yeah, just a great blast, great action, and actual good humor. Hopefully this is a glimpse of what's to come in the near future. With Captain America Brave New World coming soon. It doesn't look too bad, I guess, but we'll have to see about that one. Just before I do wrap this video up though, I might as well talk about the absolute huge news that is going crazy at the moment, that fucking RDJ is back. But this time he's playing Doctor Doom. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. I think it's either going to be one of those things where it helps the MCU immensely, gets them back on track, or it fucking kills it. No in between. It's do or die now for the MCU, and hopefully that news is some good news that pans out well. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, even a subscribe. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you all in the next video.